All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're unpacking a powerful blueprint for any writer who wants to use AI to do more than just write, but to actually build a real legacy. This is the AI Writer Masterclass, and it's a 5-level journey designed to take you from just being a writer to becoming a recognized thought leader. Let's get into it.
And the person who put this whole thing together, our guide on this journey, is the architect of the system himself, Coach BK Han. He's basically laid out the entire roadmap for moving from just using the machine to truly mastering it, and by doing that, building your future as an authority in whatever field you're in.
You know, this quote right here, it's basically the entire philosophy in a nutshell. See, it's not just about writing more. It's about understanding this simple truth. Volume is what hones your skill. Consistency is what builds your identity, and strategy, well, that's what gives you that long-term leverage.
So, before you can get to the top of the mountain, to that thought leadership summit, you've got to build a rock-solid foundation. That's exactly what levels 1 through 4 are all about. We're going to blaze through these foundational levels so you can see how each one prepares you for that final, game-changing leap.
So think of these first 4 levels as a sprint. It's all about building the essentials. First, you build the habit. Then you get momentum going. Then you build the endurance to write at scale. And finally, you lock in your purpose. And what's really cool is how your own mindset, your internal voice, totally shifts as you do this. Let me show you what I mean.
At level 1, you just crush that initial doubt. It's a simple but incredibly powerful shift to just, I can write. That's the first step.
Then, once you've done it over and over, you hit level 2. That belief gets stronger. It's not a one-off thing anymore. Now it's, I can write consistently. Level 3 is all about scale. You've proven you can keep up the pace, and that voice in your head changes again. Now you know, for sure, I can write at scale. And then comes level 4. This is where you add that key ingredient, intention. Every single piece you write has a why behind it. The identity solidifies, and you're ready for the final step. Now it's, I write with purpose.
Okay, so with that foundation built, now we get to the main event, the summit, level 5. This is where all that hard work, the habit, the momentum, the purpose, it all comes together and transforms into real, tangible influence. This is where you really become a recognized authority.
Now the big idea behind level 5, it isn't about grinding harder. It's actually the opposite. It's about getting to a place where you can sustain all that output without force. Writing just becomes a part of you, like breathing. It's not something you force yourself to do, it's just who you are. So how do you actually do that? Well, it starts with Pillar 1, strategic content. This is where you stop thinking article by article and start thinking like an architect. You're building a content ecosystem, planning out series, and finding those evergreen topics that will pay dividends for years, all while balancing them with what's trending now. You're playing chess, not checkers.
And speaking of strategy, here's a huge shift in thinking. We all know about SEO, right? Well, level 5 is about answer engine optimization, or AEO. So instead of just stuffing keywords into an article and hoping for the best, you're crafting the perfect answer to your audience's biggest questions. You become the go-to source.
All right, Pillar 2 is all about building influence. Because let's be real, your authority isn't just built on a blog post, it's built in the community. This means you're engaging with other top writers, you're mentoring newcomers, you're sharing your stuff everywhere, and you're getting on podcasts. You're not just broadcasting, you're part of the conversation.
And you know, building that influence isn't something you do in a vacuum. Inside the AI Hustle Generation community, you're not on your own. You've got guides like SkyJoe here, who's basically your friendly neighborhood navigator, helping you connect with all the resources and people you need.
Okay, so you do all this work. What's the payoff? What are the actual rewards for reaching the summit? Let's talk about that final transformation from writer to authority.
The absolute biggest change is where you put your energy. See, in levels 1 to 4, it was all about quantity, about removing friction, and just proving you could do it day in and day out. But at level 5, the focus flips completely. It's all about impact. Every single piece is a strategic move designed to build authority and, yep, open up paths to monetization.
And look, this isn't some vague, fuzzy goal. The milestones are super clear. We're talking about 30 strategic articles a month, maintaining a high-quality brand people trust, and building influence both on your main platform and outside of it. And the big one, you're actually turning all that writing into real-world opportunities.
And that brings us full circle.
Right back to that internal identity we talked about. It all started with a hesitant, I can write. But it culminates here, at the highest level. It's this deep, quiet confidence. You don't have to prove it to anyone anymore, because you just know. Writing is who I am.
You know, this whole system is really part of a much bigger vision, a 2026 blueprint for how humans and AI can work together. It's a clear path forward. So when you look at this entire journey laid out in front of you, you've really got to ask yourself.
So I'll leave you with this question. What's your next level? Are you at level 1, just building that habit? Are you working on momentum? Or are you maybe ready to make that leap to level 5 and become a true thought leader? The map is right here in front of you. The only question is, what are you going to do with it?